This is a demonstration of the Syncumulus mobile application. So the Syncumulus mobile application is a standalone mobile application that runs on Windows tablet devices, and it runs in a disconnected mode. So you don't require a connection to the internet to use it. Everything is totally standalone and self-contained. And in addition to the mobile application, I'll also be showing the Syncumulus synchronization framework, so that once you have a connection, you can synchronize changes between your mobile application device and Map3D server. So I'm going to basically be showing those two things. So to get started with, we'll get started with the mobile application. That's what you're looking at right now. So it has basic features. So it brings up your map display. And so this display is styled using your AIM, the Autodesk Infrastructure Map Server, or Map Guide Maestro. And so that, because of that, we export the map definitions and the layer definitions to your mobile device. The look and feel of your maps on your mobile device is exactly the same as it would be on your server. So that's one thing that users don't have to get used to. Do two different types of styling. So the mobile application is fairly lean. So you have your basic navigation functions: zoom in, zoom out, show your current location with geolocation. You can also manually set the location if for some reason the geolocation isn't working correctly or is not accurate enough. Refresh your map, zoom to extents, previous, zoom previous. So basic navigation functions. And then on the sidebar here we have a legend, feature information, so attribute information when selecting features, and search capability, and then of course inspection panel. So I'm gonna show you all those sort of features. So so basically typical zoom and pan functions for your application. So I can use a toolbar, or I can use pinch zoom on your mobile device. And as you see, I can zoom in as I'm zooming in. So this is the style that this is for a particular customer that's doing pole inspections, and the way they have it set up is that their city is divided into many zones, and then each year they do a selection of zones for inspection. And then the purple icons with the C, purple symbols with the C in, means it's a comprehensive inspection, and then the green poles with the V in them means that it's a visual inspection. So the inspections are done by third-party contractors, so the display was really intended to keep it simple and to really focus them on what needed to be inspected. So other areas, you can see there's no poles because those aren't being inspected and they're not being shown. So if I go to layers, then I get my typical legend that's available. So that's based on that particular map definition. And I can, obviously I can turn off my layers and turn on my layers from there. So, and this is again exactly the same as you would see in your Map Guide or Autodesk Information Map Server application. And as well, the scaling, if you had scale ranges set up and things like that, then zooming in and out would display the layers based on their scale range visibility. So the other thing too is I can zoom in a bit. So if I select the feature here, then as soon as I select the feature, then I should be able to get access to those attributes on the information dialog or tab here. So you can see that the feature I've selected, the 5134, right there, and then various attributes that are showed up. So these attributes are the attributes that are made available for the layer. So they're, again, completely customizable based on what your display layer settings are. So, in this case, the customer didn't bother with making the names friendly in this case, so they have the ID, which is a foreign key to the table. So it's just a number, but you could, if you style your layer, you could get the friendly names showing up instead of that. So it's completely customizable. It's all application configuration based on customer preferences. So in addition to the, let me just clear the selection. So I can also then search for features. So if I was to, I want to look for a specific pole, I could do that by entering its pole number. And so you can see it brings me to that particular pole. So now I want to go ahead and do a pole inspection. So I can do geolocation, but I'm not physically located at where this map is, where this customer data is. I'm in a different city. So this would show my location, which would be quite far away. So in this case, I'll override location. I'm going to just select a location. So I'm going to put it beside the pole that I just searched for. So when I bring up the pole inspections, it brings up all the poles that require inspection, within my vicinity, right? So all the nearest poles related to this. So all these, you can see that, we're getting the 4-1094 is there, 192. So all these poles that are to be inspected. And it also only shows the poles that require inspection. So you can see these were last inspected in 2014. The city is divided into sort of, inspections. The full city takes 3 years to inspect. So now we're in 2017. So we're on the next cycle. So I don't see any poles that have already been inspected unless I click the show all, in which case I'm going to see all poles that are already been inspected. So to do inspection, then I would just click and I do have the option of editing. So if I make an inspection, I want to make changes, I can edit the last inspection. This is zoom too, so it takes me to the pole on the map. And then this is a new inspection. So when I click on this, I get the inspection form to enter a new inspection. And so you can see inspection form is divided into several parts: visual inspection, comprehensive inspection, and then photos. And again, this is going to be tailored to the customer's needs. So this is particularly how this customer would like to have it set up. So under the visual inspection, I have the date, that's today's date, who's inspected by, and then various attributes. So I'll go ahead and fill in some attributes or properties for this particular pole inspection. I'll say none, just a couple different things here. And then maybe change some of these. Then I can make some comments. So I'll just say something like that. And then if I go to comprehensive inspection, then I can see I've got additional attributes. And so these are again driven off the table in the database. And so this inspection record is related to the pole. So in this case, it's a one-to-many because we maintain each inspection record. And so those are the attributes. So and then in addition, I can now take a photo. So I just came outside now. I'm going to take a photo. So there's the camera, just change the direction. And there I can go, and now I can go ahead and take my pole picture for my inspection. There it goes. Okay, so now I took it, and now I can either press this little circle button to take it again, or I can hit the check mark to accept the picture. And then you can see now it's attached to my form so I can see the picture. I also have the option of hitting the X to remove it and take it again if I'd like to. So at this point, I'll go ahead and save my picture. And you notice that this box show all is on. So I have the poll ID record and the last inspected. It shows up 2017. That's the poll I just edited or inspected. So if I uncheck this now, we get a list now. So this list again just reflects all the polls that require inspection and not the ones that have been inspected. Okay, so this is Map 3D on our accessing the database on the server, and I brought up the project and with the server database. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to bring up the poll form. So here's the poll form, and I'm going to bring up the form for the record that we were working on, / and filter that. Okay, so here's the poll data form. And so if I go to the inspection button here, I can bring up the inspections related to that poll. So you can see that there is currently one inspection record for this poll, and the date is the 2014. Okay, so let me close that for now. So let's go back and we'll do the we'll synchronize. So the synchronization can work in two different ways. So it can work as a background Windows process. So it'll check anytime there's a connection to the server. It will go ahead and automatically update the server database with the changes that were made on the local client mobile device. And then it also upload changes from the server to the client so that the client always has the latest changes or the latest data for the server. But we can also run it manually, and so that's what I'm going to do here to show you that the synchronization process is working. So we'll just double click on the icon here to start it, and it's just a simple command window procedure. So right now it's doing the start sync. So it has to go and then connect to the server database, and that's what's taking sort of the initial connection is taking a little bit of time because we're going across the network. The server database is located remotely in another facility. So it connects connected to the remote database and did the sync, so we get the file sync. So this was the actual photo that we created. Really, it's named with the poll number and JPEG, plus I guess there were some other files that were in that folder as well. And then you can see that it uploaded some changes. So it uploaded the uploaded the poll inspection record, and there's some other data associated with that we updated as well. So you can see that is completed. So I'll just say OK. So I'll go back to my server database. So I'll bring up the inspection record for this particular there. Now you can see that we have two records. So the first record is the current one, 2014. So if I navigate to the next record, you can see our new record now with the 2017 date, so the one we just added. So it's now been synchronized and exists now on the server. So you can see the attributes we had, entered. And then you can see now we have a document associated with it, the picture that we had taken. And there it is in the local file system. And there's the picture. So everything, the inspection record and photo has been synchronized to the server. So that concludes the demo. So I showed you the mobile application part, and I showed you the inspection for polls, and then I showed you how to synchronize that data between the server and the client mobile device. If you have any questions, please reach out to us and we can have a discussion and perhaps further demos. Thanks very much.